Hey guys, and welcome back to another video where today we're going to be predicting the scores of week 12 of the 2021-2022 Premier League season. The international break is finally over. I know a lot of people aren't keen on international breaks, but I actually love them but we are in a bit of a privileged position because we do get to go to watch Wales play all of their home internationals. So right, before we get on to this week's predictions, I'm not actually going to run through how everyone got on last week because I've already produced a video for that. I'll leave a link in the description below. But what I can tell you, top scorer in week 11 was Louis Smith with a great score of 13 points and 3 perfect scores overall. So let's just get straight into it and make some predictions for week 12.
Okay, so first up we got the midday on Saturday between Leicester City and Chelsea. Now Leicester ending the international break on a bit of a dip, but they're coming up against Chelsea side who are obviously top of the table, 1 loss in 6, very good form. Difficult for me this one, but I don't know, I think Leicester are going to continue to stumble a bit at the start of coming back from the international break, and I'm going to say 2-1 Chelsea.
Well, I'm going exactly the same as you, Nathan, on this one. I'm going to go for a 2-1 prediction as well. We know that Lukaku is touch and go, 50-50 who's going to be in this
didn't
game.
Play on Tuesday,
he didn't. Timo Werner as well, but they're marauding full-backs or wing-backs, if you want to call them, of Reece James and Chilwell are awesome at the moment. Leicester, as you say, stumbling. They've only lost once in their last 6 fixtures. 1-1 draw against Leeds, which really they should have won. But I think Chelsea a bit too strong for them in this one, and I think they'll get back to winning ways 2-1. Next up, we got the first of the 3 o'clock kickoffs between Aston Villa and Brighton. So Aston Villa, under the stewardship now of Steven Gerrard, first game in charge since leaving Rangers. Last season is finished 2-1 to Brighton, and Brighton currently occupying 7th position, haven't won in the last 6 matches, but they've only lost once as well. They've had 5 draws in those fixtures. Villa, 5 losses on the bounce. Dean Smith lost his job, perhaps not because of that run, maybe, but they haven't been great as well. Great since the turn of the year. They bought a load of good players in a close season, but looking not good at all at the moment. Tough one to call, this one. Surely a bit of a manager's bounce there, and with a rocking full house at Villa Park and the whole end as well, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Brighton don't concede that many, do they? Yeah,
out of all of the games this week that feature a new manager, I think this is the one that's going to be the most likely for a manager bounce. I mean, considering in the summer we said that Aston Villa had the best transfer window, looking at it now, 16th place, not good at all. No. Steven Gerrard, absolutely brilliant appointment, but unproven here, so we don't know. That's the only thing. But I think Villa are going to really turn their fortunes 2-0. Next up, we have got Burnley versus Palace. Now, Burnley still languishing down there, but good form. Only lost 1 in their last 6 matches, including a draw against Chelsea last time around. And then Palace, they've been superb this season. Won the last 2 matches against Man City. Always have a good run against them, and against Wolves as well. So some very
Wolves
good victories.
Form, aren't they? So
Wolves are in form indeed. But I'm going to go for a 1-0 Palace here. I just don't think that Burnley can really push it over the line, but it's just because of how good Palace have been recently, considering some of their fixtures.
Yeah, I think this one can go either way. You can see a Burnley victory, a Palace win, or even a draw. However, Palace, 2 excellent victories, not conceding in those 2 wins, and they haven't actually lost in at least 6 matches as well. Burnley, their fortunes, as you say, turning around. Just a 1 defeat in their last 6. Who was it they drew? I think it was Chelsea they drew against, away from home, but Chelsea were a little bit woeful in that match. A good win at home against Brentford, although Brentford's sort of fallen off a cliff at the moment. So I'm going to go for a narrow away win to the Eagles in this one. I'm going to go 2-1. Next up, we've got Newcastle coming up against Brentford. Now, Brentford, 4 defeats on the trot. Newcastle, another new manager in charge there in the guise of Eddie Howe. Newcastle, winless all season, but I think this is the time they're going to have a little bit of a bounce. as well, and I can actually see Newcastle coming away with a victory in this one. He's had time with them on the training ground. Okay, a lot of their players probably on international duty, but I think against a Brentford team who are, I wouldn't say they're low on confidence, but they've lost their way a little bit recently. So I'm going to go for a narrow 1-0 victory to the Magpies.
Yeah, all the memes coming out about Newcastle with Eddie Howe and him in training have been absolutely funny to watch. Like all the Newcastle fans going, "Oh, we're finally being coached for the first time in 6 years." Absolutely brilliant. And in a way, with how good that Eddie Howe has really been getting them to gel in training, and so a lot of the players look absolutely exhausted, including Voldemort himself, who was like, "Oh, we actually have to train now." But yeah, I think they're going to get it over the line. Brentford, they got a lot to turn around, and they had a good bounce at the start of the season, but they've been found out a little bit now, so I'm going to go 2-1 Newcastle. Next up, we've got Norwich versus Southampton. New manager in charge, Dean Smith. Not really sure that's the right option for them. I think, looking at it, maybe they should have kept Daniel Farke, even though that, listening on to Good Morning Britain this morning with Delia Smith, what she was saying was she didn't want to get rid of him either. It was a decision for other members of the board. But another one that's interesting coming from that as well is that Norwich are short for cash, which could be very, very interesting come towards January. But I think their woes are going to continue, and they're going to still struggle. And this team, now that Farke's gone, is going to really get found out. I'm going to say 2-0 Southampton.
2-0. I'm going exactly the same as you again. A lot of these predictions, Nathan, are very similar. Southampton, 3 wins out of their last 4. A good win at home against Villa, and an away win against Watford. Draw against Burnley, and a win against Leeds. So against the lesser teams in the division, I think it's going to continue with this one. A straightforward 2-0 away victory. And with Che Adams for Scotland, doing ever so well, then 2-0 to the Saints. Next up, we got Watford coming up against Manchester United. Oh, where do we go with Manchester United? 2-1 win in the last 6. They're playing Watford. You never know with Watford. I think they recently beat Everton, didn't they? But surely the quality they've got there at Manchester United should pull them through. I think that the likes of Pogba is injured at the moment. Varane is probably still going to be out for this game as well, unless there's I don't think there's going to be a late injury test on him. Watford, topsy-turvy, 3 wins all season, but 4 defeats in their last 6. Surely a Man United victory. I'm going to go for a 3-1 away win.
Yeah, this will be Claudio Ranieri's, I think, 5th game in charge. The thing is, you can't predict either of these sides at all. I mean, Man United have just been woeful recently, considering how, as we say all the time, out of depth Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is. He's even out of depth in the Championship. But with,
I think Cavani's out for out for
Cavani's
this as well.
But Watford, you just don't know. One week they go win 5-0, then the next week they destroy Everton. But then again, look at Everton's defence. I don't know, but I just think Man United will scrape it over the line 1-0, only just though. Next up, we've got Wolves versus West Ham. West Ham absolutely tearing everything up at the moment. They have been on a warpath with some of their victories recently. Coming up against an informal side, they did lose last time around to Crystal Palace. But Palace looked really good in that game, and I've actually had some decent wins as well. Antonio, superb during the international break. They're going to grind and just get stronger and stronger, I think. I'm going to go for 3-1 West Ham. 3-1.
Yeah, this one will be tight. I think Wolves will score against West Ham, because I'm not convinced 100% with this West Ham defence, and Wolves have been playing fairly decent recently, rising up to 8th in the table. West Ham, as you say, excellent. I'm not sure Fornals is touch and go for this weekend, whether he'll be available for this match, so narrow victory to the Hammers, 2-1. Then we've got the evening kick-off on Sky, possibly the biggest game of the weekend. We've got Liverpool coming up against Arsenal. Liverpool, all sorts of injury woes after the international break. I think Mane is out. Who else? Let's have a quick look at the injury list up here on the screen, if I can get it there. Firmino has got a thigh injury. James Milner out as well. Naby Keita looks like he's got a thigh injury, long-term injury. Gomez, Sadio Mane, chest abdominal injury, so 75% for him. Henderson, 50-50 whether he's going to be in there. A groin, hip and pelvic injury. Origi, dead leg after that game in Cardiff.
So that game against Wales where he was absolutely woeful.
Yeah, Curtis Jones as well, he's got an injury. So the injury list, Harvey Elliott, long-term injury, of course, and Andrew Robertson, 25%. So injuries all over the park, but they should be strong enough to beat this Arsenal team who've done ever so well recently, up into 5th position, 4 victories in the last 6. But I think at home at Anfield, I think Liverpool are just going to nick this one 2-1, especially with the form Salah's been in the season.
Yeah, I think Arsenal are going to get massively shocked here, because looking at some of their recent fixtures, they've been grinding them out, let's just say. But I think Liverpool they're going to go up to Anfield and they're going to get destroyed 3-0, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, next up anyway, 2 o'clock on Sunday, Man City, Everton. Everton, their defence does concern me at times. 11th place, 1 win in 6, which is quite shocking considering it is a Rafa Benitez side. I mean, looking at their last 3 matches, they have shipped 7 goals. Says it all, really. And they're coming up against a Man City side. Well, they love a goal. 2-0, did lose 2-0, we'll ignore that. Palace 4-1, 2-0, 2-2, always scoring goals. So I'm going to go for 3-0 Man City.
And I am going to go exactly the same as you. Of course, Nathan, this is a 2 o'clock kick-off on Sunday, the first of those 2 fixtures. Yeah, a straightforward 3-0 victory over Everton. Kevin De Bruyne against Wales, he was very good. He's probably the picker of the Belgian players. Everton, 1 win in the last 6 says it all, really, even though they did grind out a really bad 0-0 draw against Spurs last time out. 3-0 to the Citizens. And the final fixture of this weekend on Sunday is 4:30 between Spurs and Leeds. Conte now in charge of Spurs. Last time out, I think it was against Everton in that 0-0 draw. So defensively, going to be a lot more solid now. I don't think they're going to concede against Leeds either. No, I don't. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win. Harry Kane, absolutely on fire internationally. Can he now bring
against San Marino?
I know. It was the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, the accountant.
You would have even scored in that game.
Probably. Thanks. So I think there's only one professional in that one. There was a PE teacher who played for San Marino
and a football coach.
Yeah, Pete. I think he's actually a PE.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So Spurs 2, Leeds 0.
Interesting. I think it's going to be goals galore in it, to be honest. With Leeds, they love a goal, leaky at the back. Spurs, you just can't tell off the time, especially putting Eric Dyer in defence if Conte dares to do it. So 3-2 to Spurs, I reckon.
Fantastic. So that concludes our predictions for week 12 of this 2021-2022 Premier League season. As always, remember to leave your predictions over at the Super Brew.
Oh, hello.
Wow, there's the phone. Super Brew website, link in the description here, and it's on the screen, and there is the code if you haven't already joined the league. Probably up on the screen. I'll probably put the top 10 in that league table on the screen. Also remember to leave your scores as a comment as well, because we always love reading those scores in the comment section. And anything to add, Nathan, before we go?
Wales versus Belgium vlog. Wales versus Belgium vlog, that should be up. Well, it will be up by the time this is up, because it's uploading right now. Preston, unfortunately, that's going to have to be a live stream, because we're not going to be able to get up there, unfortunately. Then Hull City next Tuesday will be a vlog. That's going to be a great one. That'll be up Wednesday. Social channel link in description below.
Fantastic. That's all from me, although if anyone would like to see some TikToks of me, maybe I'll create a TikTok account.
Oh boy.
And possibly I'm looking at a Discord server as well to sort of increase engagement and community and all that sort of stuff. Put your ideas in the comment section, and I'll work on that in the coming weeks and months. But for now, thanks for joining us once again. Remember to leave your predictions, and we'll see you all in the next video.
There we go.